Good evening, everyone. Merry Christmas to you all. Thank you. A few years ago, I had the occasion to go to dinner with some boyhood friends a couple of nights after Christmas. And of course, we reminisced of the old days and shared some war stories. But much of the conversation really was reminiscing about Christmas and the experiences that we had growing up. And one of my friends spontaneously asked the question, what was your favorite Christmas hymn growing up? There were four of us. Silent Night got 3 votes. I was the lone man out. For my friends, since as far back as I could remember, the hymn I find most beautiful, most haunting, most provocative is Greensleeves. It is the English melody which begins with the words, "What child is this?" And of course, because I want to keep tonight merry, I will not sing it for you. But you know the words. What child is this that lay to rest in Mary's lap, sleeping? What is this child? You see, my dear friends, for 2,000 years, humanity has had to face that question and to answer it. Of course, many answers have been given through those ages, but you and I come here as a people of faith because we can answer it with our minds and hearts renewed. We come here to proclaim to all the world that this child born in the quiet and silence and poverty of a manger in a small town in the middle, basically, of nowhere is Christ the Lord, the desire of every human heart, the fulfillment of what God promised us, the long-awaited Messiah, the one who gives hope, the one who gives life, the one who is love himself, God made man. And we join Christians throughout the ages and throughout this world to proclaim that message, that this child has changed all creation, and you and me. And so we come here to sing and proclaim in words this ancient faith. But my friends, to proclaim it in words is not enough. And so allow me to ask the question again. What is this child to me and you? And what is it that he is asking of us to give back to him? Another way to answer the question is, how will my life be different because of this child coming into my life? What is it that I must do differently? How is it that I must respond by action? Because words are easy to speak. And perhaps the very place where Jesus was born can give us the answer to the question. For if you ever have the occasion to go to the Holy Land, to Bethlehem, which tonight we remember sits in quiet because its inhabitants live in the midst of a war where many have died and are dying. The place where the Prince of Peace was born, and a land that yearns for peace that still eludes it deeply. If you and I were to go to the Basilica of the Nativity, we would find that the entrance to the Basilica is completely blockaded and has been for 500 years to protect it against those who invaded it over and over and over again. And the only way to enter into it is a small door. And the only way to enter in is literally to bow down, to go into the basilica and enter into the presence of this child. And that gesture is the answer to the question. What is it that you and I to do for this child? You and I are to bow down through this door of humility and dare to walk in his footsteps, to give over to this child our very heart, our very life. And you may be saying, Bishop, what does that look like? Allow me to paint a brief picture. You see, my friends, in a world of great entitlement, you and I are asked to bow down and offer a heart that is grateful for everything we have, big and small, extraordinary and ordinary. In a world then, as now, that did not find room for God when he came, you and I are to offer our hearts in humility and have a welcoming heart to all around us, even those with whom we don't agree, even those who are our immigrants in our midst, even those whom the world has no place for. In the world out there, my friends, that oftentimes divides, a world out there that finds no mercy, a world out there that is sometimes cold and cruel as it was on the day Christ was born in Bethlehem, so too you and I respond. How? With a humble heart that dares to be forgiving, understanding, kind, and loving, even when it hurts. You see, my friends, we are going to bow down and adore the Christ child. And we are asked to do it in our words, in our actions, today and every day of our lives. And so we come here to pray for the grace to do that, for it is not easy, but walking in the footsteps of this child has never been easy. But for those who persevere, they will walk unto eternal life with him. So I ask you, what is your favorite Christmas hymn? Whatever it is, leave this church and sing it with all your hearts wherever you go. And by our lives, let us continue to proclaim that who is this child? He is Christ the Lord.